All right, so begin by closing your eyes if they're not closed, if that's comfortable for you. And just bringing awareness to the density of this body resting on your chair. So we'll start by coming into the world of sensation to bring us into the here and now. So what does it feel like to bring attention down to the buttocks, the legs, the feet, and feel the solidity of the ground beneath you, and to do that together. So, not from the mind and the mind's memory of what that is, but from a direct experience of physicality, sensation, pressure, weight, settledness, support. And see if you can rest into the ground without any overlay of commentary from the mind. Or if it comes in, just let it go out as well. So just try to not engage with the mental commentary, and instead opt for a direct experience through the sensory body happening in this now. And once your curiosity engages with the sensory body, the whole lens will open up to include other parts of your sensory experience. So you may also begin to notice, the rhythm of the breath, maybe for the first time today. Just noticing how it's registering in this moment without micromanaging it at all. In this instance, we're just going to let it be exactly as it is. And then awareness might begin to pick up other sensations related to digestion or joints or hair brushing your skin, areas of familiar tension, areas that are relaxing. So really, you're really broadening the lens of awareness to include the whole sensory world. Just exactly as it is, letting go of ideas of good and bad, should or shouldn't be. You're welcoming yourself as you are, which, what more could you ask, right? And as you come into the world of sensation, there's a natural opening to finer and finer sensations. The whole sensitivity begins to heighten, and you begin to notice areas of more subtle sensation, maybe related to the emotional body, areas that seem to be maybe deeper in the body. And so open to that. Just allow everything that's really rushing in to be acknowledged. You open the lens and you don't have to look for anything. It comes in because the presence itself, and especially a presence that is unconditional, is like a magnet that draws anything that's unconscious, that's ready to be acknowledged. It draws it forward. And from the standpoint of that which is observing, it's an ongoing welcoming. Yes, you too are welcome. You too are welcome. Thank you for coming. That kind of generous attitude. And in time, you may find that even more subtle sensations related to the energy begin to come online. Maybe pulsations, a sense of aliveness, a sense of flow. Today, I'd like to take you through a practice that I call following the energy trail. And what we'll be doing is we'll be taking a journey through the main energy centers that run down the center line of the body. And rather than doing it in a way that is top to bottom or bottom to top, I'm going to do my best to connect to our shared field here and feel where it is that the attention is being drawn. And we'll start there, and then we'll let the energy show us where it wants our attention next. So let's just begin by together bringing awareness down the center line of the body from the crown to the tailbone. And just noticing the activity that you feel there. And if you know the energy centers, the chakras, you may feel one more on the surface, more magnified than others. And so we're just noticing all of this. And so if you're doing this practice on your own, the encouragement is to just start with the one that feels most in the foreground. But because we're a group and because I want to share this practice, I will sort of do my best to facilitate a journey that includes all of you and all of us collectively. I invite you to bring awareness to the throat center. So letting awareness kind of come into the territory of the throat. And for some of us, it may be the upper, the middle, or the lower. And just let awareness rest there for a little bit. And wherever attention goes, energy flows. So you may find that maybe when you first landed here, you weren't aware of much. But as we all settle there together, it brings forth more and more intricacies of the energy that's living here, that's moving, that's integrating. And there's nothing that needs to be done. Your willingness to be with is enough. It seems to encourage the centers. And notice any changes that you are aware of, sensations. Some of you might get images or memories show up, feelings. And just allow those details to move through and to contribute in their own way without, again, letting the mind come in and take control of what's unfolding here. And then I invite you to bring awareness down now to the sacral area. So in the pelvis, between the pubic bone and the navel. And we're just really visiting these territories, these centers that are in ongoing engagement with our lives and through and integrating the energies that we encounter on a daily basis, but also integrating energies we may have encountered in the past that weren't completely digested. So, what are you noticing in the sacral area? Perhaps nothing, perhaps a sense of heaviness or warmth, fullness, spaciousness. And then go ahead and slide awareness up into the solar plexus area. So that's just below the rib cage and above the navel. And notice what you feel there. Is there movement? Is there heaviness? Is there temperature, tension, spaciousness? And colors may arise, and images and sensations, feelings, and just let all that contribute. So we're learning to put ourselves in touch with the intelligence that is contained within all of these centers, like portals to our soul. And let's bring awareness up now to the heart area. And noticing what you sense there. And if you don't sense much, just know that that's your experience and try not to judge yourself. A lack of sensation is as valid as a lot of sensation. Trust your experience and just remain there. And sometimes just remaining there for a while with patience just allows subtler layers to reveal themselves. So it's really just a question of coming into the territory with a willingness to be open. That's all that's needed. And then it will, once you're there, it will continue to unfold and reveal. Maybe not in ways that the mind can understand, but we want to let go of that for now in favor of just pure availability. Bringing awareness now to the center of the forehead, to the brow center. Noticing what you feel there. Could be pressure, could be tingling, could be the sense of kind of a blossoming happening there. Could be felt at the back of the head as well, or in the temples. And then sliding awareness down into the tailbone, the root chakra. Just noticing the general feel of that area. Sensations of relaxation, or sometimes it feels like it's pulling up into the body. Other times it feels more lengthened down towards the earth. And when you put your attention there, it may also affect the experience of other parts of the body in that area. You may feel sensations in the hips or the perineum, buttocks. And then bringing awareness up to the top of the head, to the crown chakra. And just let attention rest there for a little bit. This one too can be quite subtle, but sometimes there's kind of a sense of an openness there, almost like there's like a funnel from the top of the head upwards. Other times it can feel like there's like a little cap on top of the head, pressure there. But simply putting attention there helps to activate and encourage the natural intelligence of each center. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is to think of something that's recently been perhaps somewhat challenging in your life. Not something, don't choose a 10 out of 10, but something around a 6 or 7 out of 10 that has been what we might call stressful or challenging. It could be a circumstance, it could also be a relationship. And just, again, just let it, as I speak these words, just let it come to mind. Don't go searching for it. Something will surface. Something will be called forth by this invitation. And as you think about that relationship or that circumstance, notice what gets activated down the center line that we just visited. Is there one center that gets particularly highlighted? And I invite you to bring your awareness there. What does it feel? How is the center expressing itself right now? Is it a squeezing? Is it a heaviness? Is it a swirling? A darkness? A lightness? And the invitation is to let your attention rest there with full willingness to assume that it's doing all that it can in this moment to help you to find clarity in this particular situation. The fact that it feels uncomfortable doesn't mean that it's doing anything wrong, that it may in fact be integrating certain energies in order to clear the field for more light of intuition, of authentic guidance to come through. So just because something is uncomfortable doesn't mean it's wrong. And yet this is where we usually go, and particularly when we're in challenging situations. We just add more layers to discomfort. And so this practice of bringing awareness to the energy centers when they're being activated by our human lives is actually the way that we harvest the gifts of each challenge that we encounter, and also use them to evolve our soul. So what are you noticing in that center that was activated, and where you bring your attention there? And when you do so with kindness and with a willingness to give it the benefit of the doubt and kind of an encouragement. I'm here for you just as you're here for me. And we are for each other. We're working for each other. And you may notice some shifts happening. You may even notice that the sensation, that particular center, kind of fades. And oftentimes what happens is another center will come to the foreground. It's like consciousness is revealing the layers that want to be cleared through this particular challenge that you've drawn to you. And so I encourage you to just let the energy body lead you to one layer and the next. And at the same time, noticing that it's all happening by itself, and that there is a bright presence here that is simply aware. And so for the remainder of this meditation, I invite you to rest there in and as presence while you witness, or while the workings of the energy body are being open to, are being included and set free. Hopefully by now, the situation that was evoking this activity in the centers has sort of faded into the background. And also, you can just notice if there has been any kind of change in perspective or clarity or even just relaxation or peace around it.